Hi my dears and happy Sunday. I hope everybody has had a fabulous weekend and are looking forward to Thanksgiving week. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma and I'm so happy you clicked on my What's for Dinner video. I hope you love it. We'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I post a What's for Dinner video every week, and they are 4 easy, affordable, and delicious weeknight dinners that I made for my husband and I the previous week. Let's jump right on into this week's What's for Dinner video. Here's everything I'm going to be using for tonight's dinner. I'm going to start by bringing a pot of salted water to a boil, so we can cook up some pasta. Now in this pot, we are going to cook up some chicken. I have some of this diced chicken breast. There's 2 in here. These ones are frozen, but these 2 I had in the fridge overnight. So these are defrosted. So we're going to be using these 2, and I'm going to put the other 2 back in my freezer. All right, so we're going to heat up some oil so we can start cooking our chicken. Just a little olive oil. Let's move you up a little better. There you go. Olive oil's in. We're going to let that warm up. I think the oil's good enough. Now we're going to throw in our chicken. Break it up a little bit. Now I'm going to season it with a little fajita seasoning pack. Stir that in. All right, now we're just gonna let it cook up for about 3 minutes on each side. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. I'm gonna try and flip them as best as I can. All right, that's good. Also, my water is boiling up, so I'm gonna add a cup of noodles. Give it a little stir, stir, stir. And we're just gonna cook them. Meanwhile, this is gonna cook up for about 3 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. Just a little stir, stir, stir. Looking good. Now we're gonna add everything else. A cup of pepper and onion blend vegetables. We're gonna give this a stir, stir, stir. Next, we're gonna add a 10-ounce can of hot diced tomatoes with habaneros. That'll stir, stir, stir. Looking good. Next, we are gonna add, what size is it? We're gonna add a 7-ounce can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. And give that a stir, stir, stir. All right, that's that. Now, we're gonna add a teaspoon of minced garlic, a little salt, a little pepper, a cup of chicken broth. I'm gonna use bone broth. That a stir, stir, stir. Next, we're going to add a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Stir, stir, stir. All right, now we're going to add our pasta. All right, pasta's in. We're going to give it a little stir, stir, stir. And then we're going to let this cook for 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes. I did stir at 10 minutes. Now we'll turn up the heat. I'm gonna add some Mexican cheese. That's all I have. So we're gonna add some Monterey Jack. Give it a stir, 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 and just let the cheese melt up. Then we're gonna serve it up. gonna add a little extra mozzarella on top. I'm gonna have a little sour cream on mine because it's spicy, and this will cool it down hopefully. And then we're gonna garnish it with a little cilantro. That's it, all served up. Delicious. Here's everything I'm going to be using for tonight's dinner. I'm gonna start by preheating my oven to 425 degrees and browning up a 16-ounce package of ground beef. Now the ground beef is cooked up, I'm gonna drain it. Now it is drained. I'm going to add some taco seasoning, some jalapeno juice, and give it a stir, stir, stir. And I'm just gonna let this cook up for about 5 minutes. Okay, this is done. I'm just gonna grease my baking sheet. And I'm gonna lay out tortillas. Now to our tortillas up here, I'm going to add some Mexican 4 cheese. And then this one's gonna be a solo one because I don't have enough tops, because we're gonna do cheese and then the ground beef and then put this on top of this. So, but this is gonna be extra. So now here I'm gonna do the ground beef. Next I'm gonna put on some jalapenos. And then some green onion. I just need to use this up, so figured I'd throw this on too. Okay, now I'm gonna put them in my oven. It's at 425, and we're gonna keep them in there for 3 minutes. Then after the 3 minutes, I took them out the oven and I put the tops of the tortillas on the ground beef side. Then I put them back in the oven for another 3 minutes. Then when they were done, I served them up with a little sour cream. And then here they are done. Delicious. Here's everything I'm going to be using for tonight's dinner. I'm going to start by frying up some ground turkey and preheating my oven to 375. Now in with the ground turkey, I'm going to add some diced onion and a teaspoon of minced garlic. Alright, and I'm just going to fry this up. Might help if I turn the stove on. Okay, now we're gonna fry up. While the ground turkey fries up, I'm gonna spray my baking dish with a little cooking spray. And we're gonna add a 10-ounce can of red enchilada sauce. We're gonna add a half a cup of rice. Stir, stir, stir. Next, I'm gonna add a drained 8.5-ounce can of corn. Stir, stir, stir. Next, this is a 15-ounce can of black beans that I just drained. I'm only gonna use half of them though. All right, good enough. I'm gonna stir, stir, stir. Okay, now we're just gonna keep this to the side until our ground turkey has fried up. Turkey is almost browned up. Now I'm gonna season it with a little taco seasoning. A little stir, stir, stir. Now you're gonna add it to our rice, beans, and corn. I'm just gonna stir this in. Then I'm gonna pop it in our 375-degree oven for half hour, and we'll test the rice to make sure it's cooked. And then we'll pop some cheese on once the rice is cooked. If we need to add a couple extra minutes after the half hour, we will. All right, it's good. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven. After the half hour, I tested the rice and it was still a little hard, so I popped it back in the oven. This is after an hour. It cooked for an hour and the rice was cooked. Anyway, after the hour, I topped it with some cheddar cheese, and then I popped it back in the oven for another 15 minutes for the cheese to melt. As you can see, I'm also making brownies for dessert. Here it is out of the oven. And then here it is all served up. I just topped it with a little sour cream on top. Delicious. Here's everything I'm going to be using for tonight's dinner. In my slow cooker, I'm going to add some frozen meatballs along with an au jus gravy pack, some ranch seasoning, some juice of some mild banana peppers, and some banana peppers, as many as you like, half a stick of butter, and then I'm going to slow cook this on high for 4 hours. For outside, I'm just going to make up some of this 4-cheese mashed potato, boil up the water, add the mashed potato, and then I just add a splash of milk, and that was it. Then once the mashed potatoes were done and my meatballs were done, it's time to serve it up. On our plates, I did the mashed potato first, and I just dunk my spoon into the mashed potato to make like a little indentation so the meatballs would kind of stay put on the mashed potatoes. Here it is served up with the mashed potato, the meatballs, and some extra gravy. This is the most simple dinner and the most delicious. And that concludes this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you guys loved it. We'll give it a thumbs up, subscribe, come back on Friday for my puff pastry short. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. Bye.